So, hello, this is Melina with How's Your Mental Health with Melina and Beth. I am Melina.
And I'm Beth.
She's the goofball of the two of us.
I don't know why she would say that. Nobody would ever be able to figure that out.
Oh yeah, just watch a few videos. You can figure it out.
No, I don't know what you mean by that.
How has your day been?
It was good. Very, very, very busy. I hate we didn't get to do this yesterday. Just had too much going on. I was
Mm-hmm.
cranky as crap. It was just, it was awful.
Yeah, you guys don't want to see her when she's cranky.
No, it's awful. It's awful.
So
But today was good. It was busy, uneventful. Just, you know, good day to go to work.
did you enjoy
Beautiful,
office
beautiful
duties?
weather.
Did you
Yeah,
enjoy
I had office
office
duty.
duties?
They call it duty for a reason.
We'll let you guys figure that one out. um, well, Beth, I told you right before we started what our thing was. Don't you love it when I do that?
Yeah, go
Um,
ahead. What's the name of our show this
it's
week?
one day at a time, taking one day at a time. One day at a time. I was thinking of that song. All right, I'm going to cue up the very first string. It is, I tried to take it one day at a time, but sometimes several days attack me at once. How many times can we all say that it feels like we get bombarded with 3 or 4 days all rolled into one? So, I have a few things that I had researched, and all you need to do to find this stuff is just look up ways to help with being overwhelmed. Okay? The first one is breathe. I mean, we literally can count our breathing, our breaths, and calm ourselves down. When I go to the doctor and I am anxious about something or whatever, and my blood pressure may be running a little bit high, um, they'll want to take it a second time, and I'll start counting my breaths, going inhaling in and exhaling out. Of course, that's where you're supposed to do it, but it will literally calm yourself down. I mean, that's always, and you're breathing, you take that everywhere. You don't need an iPad, you don't need an iPhone. You can take your breaths wherever you go, and you can count your breaths no matter what you're doing, whether you're in a grocery store, whether you're doing office duty, whether you're having to go to the doctor, anything, wherever you are, you can do that. And the second thing is remember to be kind to yourself. I think a while back, a few weeks ago, we had a video on being kind to yourself. And we talked about different ways you can do that. Go ahead. I know you want to. Go ahead.
Milo's sweet tea from Food Line.
Thank you.
Especially since I've been drinking water all day.
um, but always remember that you need to, at some point, take care of yourself. Whether you're a wife, a mother, a caretaker of some sort, you need to take care of yourself. And sometimes becoming overwhelmed is a signal you're not taking care of yourself. And I'd like to say right there that we are not mental health providers, by no means. We're just two friends who like to chit chat about different topics.
We are two friends whom she likes to pick out chit chat material and subject me to it. Spur of the moment. Back to you, Melina.
You're welcome. And remember that it's okay to say no. You don't have to say yes to every obligation, everything that is asked of you to do. It's okay to say no. In fact, I think that is the first word every person learns is the word no. Because I know when my kids were young, that was the first word they started saying. So just remember that. Beth, do you have anything to add to this one before we go to the next?
No, I think you covered that very, very well. Because that's true. It's so true. Especially some days on a Monday, or better yet, on a Tuesday, to make it feel like it's Monday all over again. And then you go in on Wednesday, and dadgum if it ain't Monday again on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it happens again on Thursday. But
And
thank
then-
God, Friday's fun day.
Yeah. All right. The next one, let me cue it up here. All right. And I liked this one. We take one day at a time, one step at a time, and whatever comes, comes. And I just wrote down here that we can't control what is put out there for us to deal with. You know, we can control our actions to it, but it's going to be put out there, you know, because we cannot, no matter how much we want to, no matter how much we wish we could, we can't control other people. Right, Beth?
I know, because you try to control what I say and do, and it just don't happen. Because I got a mind of my own.
And we just need to concentrate on ourselves and how we react to the situation. Whether, for me, I'll get anxious very quickly over a situation. And it's friends like Beth and Miss Sandra, her mom, some of my support workers that will help me remember that I can't help it what comes my way. I can only help how I respond to it. And that's what you have to remember.
Yeah, one day we'd gotten some plants out at Lowe's, and she goes, I'm going to attempt to go back in there, and I'm going to get something to go up under those pots because I can't let the pots drip down on my neighbors below. I said, okay, I will park. This is a test. You go in by yourself and then come back out. That's the quickest 10-minute shopping spree she ever has gone on in her life. She came back with these plastic things, not at all what I had anticipated, but they work.
Yeah.
They work great. They just go under the bucket, catch the water overflow, and then she can do whatever with it. And then what was the other purchase? I don't know. It was something.
That was it. Just those two things.
That was and they didn't even match. I don't know how she didn't get two that were the same, but
they did match. They match. One size just bigger than the other.
Oh, well, I knew you grabbed those suckers and you must have run to the checkout as quick as you could.
I did. I did.
Oh my goodness!
But I went into
baby steps.
I went into the gardening center, and I seen all those people, and I grabbed what I needed, headed right into the store part to get out of the gardening center and to the checkout, and cashed out. Instead of staying in the gardening center and cash out. There's too many people.
Yeah. But if I go in there with her to the garden center, we are moseying around to look at every single thing. Drives me bonkers. I'm a go in, get it, and get it out kind of person too.
But I'm not when I'm feeling comfortable. And you know, we went to Walmart yesterday and I didn't even go to the crafts department. And you never mentioned it.
I wasn't going to mention that. It was bad enough. We were going to get those, DIY organized things.
Hey, they're working for me. Can't help it. You got so much crap that's hard to get them organized.
Well, little by little, it takes one day at a time.
Exactly.
One step at a time.
Well,
whatever comes, comes.
Well, I've got my refrigerator organized. I've got my spices organized. Of course, I use both Lazy Susans to do my spices, but everything's organized. I've got one of my cabinets organized. So that's how I deal with things. I love to organize. All right, we got one more of this, and then I've got a surprise thing that we are going to do today. And Beth has no idea what that surprise is. Oops. She thinks she's so funny.
Here's relaxation music I could put on one more day at a time.
Okay. Life is easier when you take it one day at a time, and remember that nothing is permanent. Now that speaks volumes.
It does. That's a scary thing when you think about it. You can look at that thing two ways.
How do you mean?
Well, people in like really good relationships, that can be a scary thing because nothing is permanent.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something that can come along and change it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the other way to look at it is if you're in a really bad relationship and you think nothing is permanent, thank God.
That's how you always looked at it. Well, I have to admit that's how I looked at it too, but that's beside the point.
They've been a couple that I've looked at it that way. You're right about that.
But this is talking about something totally different. This is talking about situations, whether good or bad. If it's the bad, just remember it's not permanent. It's going to get better. Okay? But if it's the good, you need to cherish it because something will happen because nothing is permanent. And all I can think of right now is I have some friends who are in their 80s. And at any time, they've been together for 63 years.
Wow.
Okay? And at any time, something could happen. Nothing is permanent. So it's good to cherish it.
My parents were together 54 years before Dad passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And I just found that extremely amazing. I've always, hoped to have that kind of relationship with somebody, but it ain't.
You're not that relationship with me, even if we are just sisters.
Ugh.
We're going on 4 years, I think.
I wasn't talking about that kind of trapped situation.
Hey, you're not trapped. But I know this was quick, especially compared to last week's video. But I just want to talk about a little bit about taking one day at a time and just in a cliche type deal, remember to smell the roses. Because as this here says, nothing's permanent. Things are always changing. Okay, everyone. How about we have some fun with my friend Beth?
Oh, Lordy. Wait a minute. Let me get this one day at a time video back up. I'm kidding.
Okay, now this here are just questions. Random questions. I've got 2 sets of these, okay? And you can play along when you're done, when you're watching the video as well. All right? These here are would you rather questions. Okay, are you ready, Beth? I have not read these, so these are new to me too. Okay, so I'm not prepared. All right? You're not frozen, Beth.
I thought I was.
Are you ready? The first one is, would you rather meet your great-grandparents or meet your great-grandchildren?
Well, now, I ain't going to have great grandchildren.
I'll go first. Okay.
I was all ready.
Oh, well, you go first then.
No, go ahead. I'm not ready now.
Well, because I know a little bit about my great grandparents on both sides, I wouldn't want to meet any of them. So I would want to meet the great grandchildren.
Okay. Well, since I'm not ever going to have great grandchildren, I would love to meet my great grandparents because I have heard some fantastic stories about them. On one side, I heard the great grandpa was very cranky, so I don't know.
Okay. Now, this here is, I know what I'm going to say. So I'll save mine.
Okay.
Have more time or have more money?
Have more time.
Me too. Money can't buy happiness, but
No, it
time with
can't.
your friends and family, that can. All right. Have life rewind button or have a life pause button.
Mm.
Seeing as you have to think about it, I'll go. I would have the life rewind button because I'd go back and do things different on situations that I was in. So
I do rewind because I was in a relationship one time, and this, I'm just going to call it a person because there's no other way to explain it. But this person,
and that's stretching it for her, ladies and gentlemen.
they wanted to like involve an argument or get into an argument.
Engage.
Engage. Thank you. I couldn't find my words. So they engaged in an argument and then got so pissed off they threatened to jump out the window. Now it's basically the bedroom window was 3 stories up because then there was the main floor and a basement floor. So at that time, my name was on the wheel, so I should have sat back and said, "Go ahead, jump, rewind." But no, I was all concerned trying to save them from jumping out the window. And if I'd have reversed it, I could have sat in the chair and just took things easy and just said, "Jump."
Now that's not a nice thing to say on a mental health video.
As I said, we are not professionals. We do not advise.
I knew where you were going with it. That's why I just sat here and waited.
Next question.
Now, this is pretty cool. Know all the world's languages, and there are a lot. Or speak with animals. And I already know what I'd want.
You already talked to your dog. You don't need to ask to talk to the. No. You already do that. I think we're both Dr. Doolittle.
Well, I'm going to make you go first this time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I always talk to animals before I talk to people. There's so much more fun.
No.
What do you mean, no?
In their language.
Their language?
Know all world's languages or be able to speak with animals. You didn't understand the question.
Oh. Well, I didn't know I had to understand them.
Well, you could have an elephant come up to you like Dr. Doolittle and tell him that he can tell you what's wrong with them. Would you like that? Or at least have Lily tell you what's wrong with her without having to guess.
Yeah, but I can usually guess pretty good. Because she's pretty good at that. She's pretty good at telling me.
So would you rather speak all the languages of the world?
No. Because I would probably say something. I mean, if I can speak, does that mean like I could fluently do it?
Yes, fluently.
Okay. I still wouldn't want to do it. That's too exhausting.
Well, you'd be good at interpreting.
Who am I going to interpretate with?
Hey, this place is at higher for interpreting.
Well, they do, but I probably wouldn't like it.
All right, you ready for this one? Oh, well, I don't know. No one shows up to your wedding, or no one shows up to your funeral. Now, seeing as I'm never going to have a wedding, I'm not even going to have a funeral, so this one don't apply to me.
Well, I would be very frugal of who does get to show up at my wedding, seeing how there's been some people totally left me out of their wedding. And
If I was to have a funeral, I wouldn't care who showed up.
and then as far as my funeral, I'm dead and I don't know it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh. I don't like either one of these. Stuck in an elevator or stuck on a ski lift. I don't like elevators and I don't like heights. So, although I do like hiking and I do like going onto the edge of the mountains, but I don't like heights. I try to overcome my fear of heights by doing that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these days, I'm going to go zip lining. I'm going to jump out of an airplane someday.
Fool. It's a perfectly good airplane. What's the point?
To overcome my fear of heights. And besides, I have heard people who've done it talk about how that free falling moment is so surreal. And I want to feel that.
Okay.
Which would you rather do? Stuck in an elevator or stuck on a ski lift?
Well, I've been on a ski lift. So I had to get up on the ski lift to go up, come down, fall.
That doesn't say been on one. It says stuck on one.
Well, either place, I'm going to have to pee as soon as I realize that I'm stuck. And I'm not going to like it. Because immediately when they say, you're stuck here, you got to go, shit, I got to pee. What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
No, either one wouldn't be too bad. Go to dinner alone.
Oh, I enjoy that.
Go to a concert alone.
I don't do crowds, so I'm not a concert person anyway.
I would prefer the dinner. I would not do well alone in a concert.
I could do all right, but I don't like crowds of people.
Mm-mm.
And I can sit at home and I can put the CD on, or I can tell ALEX8 to play whatever song, and I can have my little wine or my little cocktail in the recliner. Very comfortable, instead of sitting in an old hard back chair crammed up with a whole bunch of people.
All right, you ready? Go skydiving or go bungee jumping. I am not going to jump headfirst off a cliff with something attached to my feet that could break.
And you don't think the parachute could give away?
There's more of a chance of the bungee cord giving away than there is a parachute.
You never know. Whoever packed it could all of a sudden said, hey, we got this chick coming in here. Let's get a life insurance policy on her. And then, don't
you are so crazy.
It's because I watch too many murder mysteries.
I know you do. Right. Neither one of us are going to like this next question.
Okay.
Be an adult your whole life or be a kid your whole life?
God, no.
I don't want either one.
No.
Well, I know which one I'm going to choose, and you don't have the ladder,
You
so I
know,
know.
well, if I had, I mean, just think, if I had to pick to be a kid, I would get spanked every day of my life
Yes, you would.
from that moment forward. It would
Yes,
never be a
you would.
moment of peace.
Yes, you would.
And as an adult, I walk around with a potty mouth, and that's always going to be.
All right. The next one's going to be an easy one. Okay? I'm just telling you, it's going to be an easy one for both
Yeah,
of us.
you say that now.
Go on vacation with friends or go on vacation with your spouse. That's an easy choice. I will never go on vacation with my spouse. And you don't have one, so
Well, you don't either.
that's what I said. That's why
Well, I mean, you do kind of, but you don't kind
that's
of.
why it was an easy decision. I don't know why you're thinking about it. But we get asked this question quite often when we go to a particular restaurant.
I love how you just skipped right over
Yep. Did you hear what I just said?
something at a restaurant.
We get asked this question when we go to a particular restaurant.
Okay.
Do you want a side of salad or a side of soup? We usually choose salad, but
Oh, yeah, the Olive Garden.
instead
I love the Italian, the food.
instead of thinking about the question, she was thinking about what restaurant we would be at.
No.
All right.
Yeah, I pick. No, sometimes I like soup.
I usually pick the salad though.
Yeah, sometimes I like the crunch.
All right, a brand new house or a brand new car.
House.
House.
Stays.
Definitely. All right, here's the next set of questions.
Car depreciates.
All right. These here are what if questions. What if you could be famous but poor forever? Would you do it? I love her faces.
What's the point of being famous? You can't have a little something. Where'd you get these questions from?
Online. I knew they would just throw you for a loop. That's why I did it.
Oh, man.
I wanted a little bit of a laugh today. So.
All right. Whew. Next question.
You didn't answer that one.
Oh, what was it?
What if you could be famous but poor forever? Would you do it?
I thought my facial expression answered that.
What if you could say a sentence which the whole world could hear? What would you say?
God loves you.
What if you were a hot dog and you were starving? Would you eat yourself?
I'm not answering that question.
If you were given 3 wishes, what would you wish for?
I'd wish that no child ever had to go hungry. They had a roof over their head. And the joys of a good family.
Now, see, mine would be just a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you could like sum it up in one wish by saying it, or if it would have to be 2 wishes. No
Okay.
child or animal would ever know what abuse was.
True.
And no child or animal would ever go hungry. And every child and every animal would know what love was.
Yep. And our elderly too.
Yeah. So, all right, this is a fun one.
And she's already laughing.
What if you found a suitcase full of $1 million? What would you do? I know what I would do immediately.
You would turn it into the police,
I
and then
most certainly would, because it was probably money that was bad money or whatever you want to call it.
probably was. But I would probably bring it home, throw it on the floor, roll around naked in it for a little while, then say, "Okay, if you've got to call the police, call the police."
Okay. What if you had to pick one person to be forever? One person to be with forever. Who would it be?
One person to be with forever.
Myself. I'm already with me, so.
Yeah, I'm already with me too.
Hey, I treat Rocky like a person. Would he count?
Yeah, I think you would. That's a difficult question.
Yeah.
Because whomever you think you'd like to be with.
Would be the one you really would not be able to stand.
No, because as soon as like you'd be, oh, I'm so glad you're here, they'd be like, but I want to stay up and play Pixie Sticks or Tiddlywinks or something till 4 o'clock in the morning, and I go to bed at 8.
All right. What if you could keep one memory of us together? That's you and me.
Oh,
Which one would you choose? Seeing as I ain't seen these questions, I gotta think about that one. I think I know.
I can't answer that.
I think I know the one memory that I would choose.
What's that?
When you and I
Went to the mountains.
truly became friends.
Oh,
That instant where we both knew we were friends, not just getting to know one another. We were friends.
well, I did enjoy that time we went to Pigeon Forge and everything.
Oh, I did too. I was thinking about that, and I think that's kind of like where it happened.
Because I was kicked back. The dogs were. I had Lily laying on my lap. You were over in the other chair with the dog, and I was reading my book, and it was ever so pleasant with a fire going. And I thought,
it was nice.
Peace.
And it was weird because you normally have to have the TV on, and you never turned it on, even though you were able to.
Nope.
So it was nice. Okay, let's see here. Oh. Okay, this here's.
You might ought to just skip that one by the look on your face and go to the next one.
What if instead of police dogs, there were giant, man-sized police spiders? I'd stay in my house. I do not like spiders.
That sounds like something that's totally against my constitutional rights. I'm just saying.
What if animals could talk? Which animal would be the rudest? I want to say a cat. I'd have to say a cat or the feline family.
Because my cat can get Scout can be so dang rude. It's like when I'm asleep, but yet for some reason I can hear her tiny little nails on my floor. And then I hear that weight when she gets on the ramp to walk up. And I swear I feel and hear her wiggle her little butt until she jumps on me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's why I say the feline family, because I think cats in general are a very rude animal. Although he can be rude sometimes. Okay, now this is interesting. What if you could be an Olympic athlete? What sport would you compete in?
Oh, I always thought that was cool as heck. Those skaters that skated real fast, they were hunkered down and they'd go around like that around the ring.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called.
I don't either, but it was pretty cool.
I would love to do the figure skating. I think that is very beautiful.
Yeah.
But seeing as I'm clumsy and I can't even roller skate, which has 4 wheels, there's no way I'm going to be standing up on something as thin as my finger. All right. What if you could invite 4 famous people to dinner? Who would you choose and why? 4 famous people.
Well, I know 2 somewhat famous people now, and I would very much enjoy inviting them to dinner just because I'd like to get to know them a little bit better. Away from, of course, one is in show business. She's a producer and a director and actress, and the other one used to be an actress, and she just seems very intriguing and somebody that would be very knowledgeable. I don't know. She seems like somebody that would be very book smart that I would enjoy hearing things about. The other 2, I mean, I could pick President Trump, and then so I guess his wife would have to come along. That would be my 4, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And of course, I wouldn't be able to eat because I'd, probably puke all over myself.
Now, my 4 are Maya Angelou.
She's dead.
It says famous people. It didn't say dead or dead. It says famous.
Can't have dinner with dead people.
So
some people do have dinner with dead people, and I have not seen you see dead people yet. But
you're not around me all the time.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew you were crazier than I thought.
Well, one would be Maya Angelou. One would be Edgar Allan Poe. One would be Shakespeare. And one would be Frost. And why? Because I like poetry and I love all of their poetry. So,
and I've heard some weird things about William Shakespeare.
Oh, I have too. All right, let's go on to the next one. Seeing as I don't listen to this person, my answer would probably be no. Okay? Would you dance naked while listening to One Direction?
Yeah, One Direction is one of those boy bands, right?
Yeah, I guess.
No, I'm not going to dance.
Okay.
I dance around naked to Cher. Or,
Well, when I have my music on, if I have no clothes on, it's whatever's playing. And it's a 50s country, so it could be anybody. All right. We already know the answer to this question because we're already living it. Okay?
Okay.
What if I had no money? Would you still love me?
Yeah, I guess so.
What if a giant asteroid hadn't wiped out the dinosaurs? How would you be? How would you feel?
I ain't never seen one, so I don't know. I mean,
That's
Jurassic World, I don't think is happening anytime soon.
That's it. Oh.
Oh, and look who had to show up.
Mm-hmm.
He gets so jealous.
Stop. That is it, Beth. Did you enjoy that little spur of the moment type deal for you?
I did. So much. So much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and everybody else is catching on that sarcastic attitude as well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, just to recap, we talked about taking things one day at a time. Remember to breathe. Remember that things will come and go, even if we feel like it's going to last forever. So, and if you have any questions or feel triggered, and I didn't put up my thing here, I'm going to put this up just for a few minutes. I totally forgot about it. Sorry. If you feel triggered by anything, or if you're already in an unsafe situation, please feel free to call the numbers across the screen. You can send me comments, you can send me emails, but if you are in danger as of right now, please reach out to the numbers across the screen, because I cannot do anything as far as that goes. You have to get help from your providers.
And also, always remember also that, of course, things that we say back and forth with one another, bantering, is gestures of love, friendship. I might call her crazier than hell because she calls me crazier than hell.
Oh, yeah. And I am.
It's just words.
So I don't like the stigma of the word crazy. I don't like the stigma of the word nuts. And people are the ones that give it the bad meaning.
Right. You know? But we're not using it in that situation or that negative connotation. Pop the email back up there too. So if you have any like if you want to just chat about life things or something that's going on, send Melina an email at the email address that's down at the bottom of the screen, and she'll be glad to chat back with you. If you need some help with something and you're not sure how to go about doing it, she probably knows who people that she can contact. We had a super time walking at the state park Saturday, and we met a lady that works with disabled veterans. And if she gets a chance to watch and sees the email address, and I'm the world's worst with names, and I apologize for not remembering. Super nice to meet you. Drop a line to Melina, and because she'd like to hear about what you do.
Oh, yeah,
with the veterans. And that'd be an excellent topic. So,
and if any of you who are watching has a topic, I got a topic from one of my workers today that I am really going to look into talking about at some point. And so if you have a topic, please let me know. Sometimes, like this topic, I didn't know what I was doing until I sat down at my computer yesterday and I was just looking at stuff. And that just jumped out at me because I know I have to take one day at a time, a lot of times. And that's the way it should be. We can't do multiple days in one day.
No, and right now life is so hard anyway that it's a one day at a time kind of thing. And I like to make jokes about stuff because it is the Southern way to joke your way through the day.
And I'm going to put this one here just for a moment.
She didn't make any comment.
No, I did not.
Not a.
It says one day at a time, but it also says one step at a time. And I wanted to comment on that. One step at a time. Sometimes we have to take it 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 second. Hey, we made it this second. We made it this second. Before we know it, we made it a whole minute. Before we know it, we made it a whole hour. So if the 1 day in itself seems overwhelming, cut it down to hours, minutes, seconds, and just know that if you made it this second, you made it another 30 seconds, another 60 seconds, that's a whole minute you made it. So it's just a little bit of information there.
To read your private chat.
I don't think about that stuff.
I pass important information along through private chat.
That's not very important. But I am going to sign off. We're a little bit shorter than last week, but not much. But I hope y'all are enjoying these videos. Please let me know if you are. I really do appreciate the feedback. I hope y'all have a great day. And remember, above all else, take care of yourself.
Be good to you.
Bye.
Bye.